Hi everyone, it's Athena here. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to focus on covert and overt narcissists today. And I'm going to talk about the similarities and the main differences. It is important to understand that both overt and covert narcissists will sometimes share characteristics, but they are quite different, and that's why I'm going to talk about them in this video. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about the characteristics that both of these types of narcissists share. They will have grandiosity, they will lack empathy, they will be very exploitative and manipulative, they will constantly put the blame on others, they will not be held accountable for any of their bad behavior, they will have fantasies of success and power and beauty, and they will always strive to have as much of these things as they possibly can. They will be very entitled. They will lack empathy, and deep down, both of these types have a deep feeling of unworthiness. Now, I'm going to start off first of all with the overt narcissist. The overt narcissist is more apparent, more noticeable. Somebody would probably be able to tell that that person is a narcissist, whereas with a covert narcissist, they are a little bit more hidden, and you're not able to tell as easily. An overt narcissist is usually very openly callous. They are very arrogant and they are very demanding. They are openly grandiose. They will exploit people and they will walk all over people in order to reach any goals that they may have that are related to power or success or anything else that is important to them. They are usually very socially charming. People usually love overt narcissists, and they're very good at getting people to like them. Overt narcissists are usually workaholics, are usually CEOs of companies, they're usually very successful people, they are usually politicians, they are actors, they are the person that will be very high up in whatever they do in their life. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They are sometimes very money obsessed, but at the same time they don't have any respect for money. They have very unstable morals and they have no idea how to treat people in a good way. They will pretend to be kind, whereas they really are not. They are actually very nasty and abusive people. They unfortunately lack empathy, and they are pathological liars, and they will also brag about certain nasty things that they may have done. So if, for instance, they've cheated or they've lied to somebody, they will sometimes brag about this with their friends. They will be openly intimidating towards others, and they will openly threaten others. They can be very preoccupied with appearances, or preoccupied with work, or preoccupied with money and success. And just as most narcissists, they can be very parasitical. They constantly need attention, they need adoration from others, and if they don't get this attention, this adoration, then they will find ways to exploit people. They will find ways to be charming, to gain that adoration and to gain that attention that they so desperately need. And if in any way you confront them, then they will have very explosive anger. They will be very quick to temper, and they'll be very quick to react. So moving on to the covert narcissist. A covert narcissist usually abuses in a more subtle, insidious way. To the outside world, they are usually seen as kind and as gentle, whereas in reality they're really not. Covert narcissists are known as shy narcissists or introverted narcissists. They are less grandiose to the outside world, but when they are alone, they live in a fantasy world. They do still want this adoration, this success. They do imagine that one day they will be, the best at what they do, or they'll be the most successful, the most beautiful. But because they lack confidence, they don't usually manage to reach those goals. They will portray themselves as the kind victim who has always tried very hard to help others, to please others, to comfort others, and they will portray themselves as the person that's always been hurt as the person that's always been treated badly, and they will gain sympathy and they will gain support from others, where actually they are the ones that have been going around hurting other people. They unfortunately also lack empathy. Like I said before, they're not confident, they have a lot of self-doubt, and they are extremely sensitive to criticism. Overt narcissists are also sensitive to criticism, but not as much as the covert narcissist. Covert narcissists are also extremely envious of others' possessions, of others' achievements, of other people's talents, and they will say nasty things in order to bring other people down. Covert narcissists are also very passive aggressive because they don't have as much confidence in confronting somebody with their anger, and they don't find it as easy to talk openly about their feelings and their wants, so they do tend to be more passive aggressive than overt narcissists. But like I said, sometimes these things overlap, so both overt and covert narcissists will be passive aggressive. Covert narcissists also lie a lot, and because they are generally quite anxious as people and they can be quite depressive as people, they will project their inadequacies onto others a lot more than the overt narcissist will. And they can project a lot of these insecurities onto their children if they have children, which is very damaging. They also use the silent treatment, and something actually that I didn't mention before is that both covert and overt narcissists use gaslighting as a way to abuse their victims. Both of them do it. Some may do it more than others, but both of them do it. And lastly, the covert narcissist also is parasitical. They also need people's attention. They also need a boost to their ego. They also need narcissistic supply, just as the overt narcissist does. And of course, with narcissism, as you know, it is on a spectrum, so there is different levels of severity. You will have people that maybe have one or two of the traits of the narcissistic personality disorder as listed in the DSM, or their pathology is even worse and they could be a psychopath. So that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you find it helpful, and if you can relate to any of what I've said, or if there is anything that you could add to the things that I've talked about, then please feel free to leave a comment. And just before I go, I do have some availability for coaching. I can take on 3 new clients at the moment. If anybody needs support in dealing with narcissistic abuse, then please feel free to send me an email and we can discuss what suits you, and I can hopefully help you move forward. So that's it. Take care and see you very soon. Bye.